So the big question is this: how are everyday people like us, who didn't get born with a silver spoon in our mouths, who are struggling every day to pay our bills, how do we gain the financial freedom to live life on our terms? Start getting our money to work for us rather than having to work for our money, and yet still be able to enjoy our free time? That is the question, and this show will give you the answer. Hi guys, thanks again for joining me out here on the Financial Freedom Show. If you want more videos like this, they're going to help you obtain your financial freedom and get rid of that rat race, go ahead and subscribe to the video below. Make sure to hit that thumbs up if you do like the video. It really does help me out. Now, I also wanted to mention, look at this. I lost a tooth. It's really distracting to me, so I hope it's not too distracting to you. I will be getting that fixed very soon. So that's why I haven't had a video in a little while. I've been really dreading doing it, but since I can't get it fixed for a little while, I'm gonna have to come back. So anyways, I diverged from that. Today I wanted to talk to you about how to get your first coaching client and how I got my first coaching client. So when I first started out, all I really had was just a dream and a passion. I had been learning about self-improvement for quite a while, and it had really changed my life. And I went from being a angry person who was completely broke, couldn't afford a pack of ramen noodles, would go days without eating just because I couldn't afford food, had my electricity and my water shut off because I couldn't afford to pay the bill, and feeling just like a complete piece of shit all the time, working 2 full-time jobs and going to school full-time, getting 2 hours of sleep a night, to the point where I was actually living fairly comfortably. And I remember moving up from ramen noodles to macaroni and cheese, and was one of the best times of my life. That feeling like, oh fuck yeah, I don't have to eat ramen noodles tonight. But once I started living a little bit more comfortably, that all the stuff that I learned in those self-improvement books, how to improve myself, the techniques to make myself feel better, those kind of things, how to be a better person, all of those, they just completely changed my life. And so I had a dream and a passion of wanting to share this with everybody. And so I wanted to become a coach. Those are the people who helped me out the most. I wanted to give back. I wanted to do what those people were doing, but I didn't know exactly where to start. I didn't know how to get my first client. I knew I had information that was valuable. The people that I talked to, all the time, I was an evangelist for this stuff. So when I talk to people, they'd always tell me like, oh, where did you learn this stuff? Oh yeah, that's helpful, blah, 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 blah. And so people would encourage me to go out and be a coach. And so I had a dream. I wanted to do it. I wanted to share my story with the world. I wanted to share this information with the world that I knew that could change people's lives. And so I started going out and trying to find out how I could become a coach. And so how I could actually get clients, and more than that, how I could get paying clients, because I wanted to get paid for it too as well. At the time I was working, fast food job, and I was living okay, but I wasn't living fantastically. I was definitely living a lot better than the people around me who made the same amount of money, just because I learned about money management and I learned how to do things. I didn't have any kind of debt, so I had a lot of advantages there. Honestly, my main advantage was my income was being so low. I didn't have that much income that I needed to replace. And so I went out trying to actually go out and find a client. And so when I would talk to people, what they would say is the thing that sells the most, the thing that's going to get you clients the easiest, is social proof. And so social proof, is obviously having results for other people. And I had results for myself, so that's fantastic, but I didn't have results for other people, so that really kind of pissed me off when people would say that, because I would be like, okay, how am I supposed to get a client if social proof is the thing that sells and I don't have any previous clients? That is the stupidest thing that I've ever heard. And a lot of people's advice for that would be, go out and give your services to your friends or your family. And either my friends or my family suck, or that is literally the worst fucking advice that you could ever give anybody. Because when I was done talking to literally everybody that I knew, trying to give my services away, my stomach turned. My friggin' heart was in my throat and I could barely talk. I felt horrible about myself. I felt like I wasn't cut out to be a coach, because none of them wanted what I had to offer. And the ones that did want what I had to offer and actually came and tried, they didn't do anything. They didn't take any action. And so it made me feel like I was very unhelpful. Like, I didn't deserve to be a coach. Like, I wasn't cut out for coaching. And it was, I mean, I quit. I quit for months because I felt like I wasn't good enough. And the main reason for that is because I was giving my services away, or trying to give my services away, to people who didn't want or need them. They weren't in my ideal demographic. They weren't my target client. What I did is I changed up my strategy. Instead of trying to give it to my friends and my family, what I did is I found a bunch of people who would actually need or want my services, and I went and tried to give it to them. And now with the advent of social media, that is super easy to do. You know, you have groups of people who are gathered in areas letting you know that they're interested in a certain topic. So what I did is I went and I joined those groups, and I just started networking and talking with people, letting them know what I was trying to do and what I was trying to accomplish and why. You know, I just had this dream of helping other people, and I wanted to be a coach. I wanted to change my life as well as change other people's lives. And I started just giving my services away to the people who actually wanted and needed them. And I started being able to change lives. And then after I would give away, one or two classes, obviously I'd ask them if they wanted to continue and pay me for what I was doing, and a lot of them continued to pay me. I remember my first week actually trying that, I made like $3,000, and it blew my mind. I couldn't believe that it was possible. I couldn't believe that I was getting paid to do that. And at that time, just to put this in perspective for you, I had never made more than like $1,000 in a month. So I had tripled my income from a month in a week's time. Like, to make that kind of money was unheard of for me. It was a life-changing amount of money. I was blown away. Like, I remember coming downstairs after, making my first sale. It was like $500. $1,000 is the most I ever made. So $500 in like one sitting. That was like a ridiculous amount of money for me. So I came downstairs dancing and screaming, and I was like, I'm at $500. I'm at $500. Just completely excited. Buzzers going off in my head. I felt tingling. I was like, I can make this happen. So the long and the short of it is, if you're like me and you're struggling to find your first coaching client, you have a dream, you have a desire, maybe you've tried to give your stuff away to family, friends, people the people that are around you, and you just feel like you're not good enough after that process. And it's not your fault. I promise you, it's not your fault. It's just that your friends, your family, they might not be your ideal client. They might not be somebody who's going to benefit from your services, and so that's why they're not accepting it, or that's why they're not taking it seriously. That's why they're not benefiting from it. So if you really want to go out and get that social proof, you really want to make yourself feel good, you really want to actually be able to help people and share your message, you really want to be able to become a coach, then what you're going to want to do is seek out those people who are going to actually want and need your services. Seek out those people who are going to actually benefit from what you have to offer. And again, social media makes that completely possible. There's groups. You just go out, join all the groups of people who are interested in what you're teaching. Go out, talk to them, network with them, find out what they need to know, find out what they want to know, find out what they're struggling with, what their fears are, what their dreams, what their desires, what their goals are, and start seeing how you can help them, and start offering your help. And you might not be good at first. You might not be able to provide any benefit to anybody at first. It doesn't matter. Just start, try, because as you go along, as you move, more and better tools become available to you. You'll get better and better at coaching as you move along. You try and help somebody out and it doesn't work. You get feedback from that person. Okay, what did you find beneficial? What didn't you find beneficial? What was helpful to you? What wasn't helpful for you? As you get that feedback, you start becoming better at coaching, because you can take that feedback and you can improve yourself. Double down on the things that worked for them. Cut out the things that didn't work for them. Find out other tools and techniques, resources that you can build that's going to make their lives easier and better. And after you've provided some results to them, ask them if they would like to continue monetarily. Ask them if they would like to continue and pay you to continue on with your services. And then once you have a few people who you actually helped and you've actually benefited, get their testimonials. Get them to actually say, this is how much this person has helped me out. And then that's your social proof. And then after you get that social proof, then it snowballs, because it's so much easier to get other people to buy. And once you get other people to buy, then you're able to get more and more and give more and more results to people. And as you give more and more results to people, what happens? You get more and more testimonials. As you get more and more testimonials and you have more and more social proof, it gets even easier to get people to buy. And it gets even easier for you to be able to spread your message and help people. And then you start getting people who are just evangelists, however you say that, to, you. And they start going out and saying, hey, this person is fantastic, you need to follow this person, you need to check this person out. And that's when you really start blowing up. You really start getting people to seek you out rather than you going out and having to seek them out. But it all starts with getting that first coaching client. So go out, find the people who actually need and want what you have to offer, and give them offer your services to them. Okay. And then most importantly, if you want to get your first paying client, you have to ask them to buy. You have to let them know what you charge, and you have to let them know how you accept payment. Visa, MasterCard, American Express, etc. Because if you aren't doing that step, if you're not asking for money, then you can never get paid. So that's the most important step of all this. Okay, so again, you're going to network with people who actually need and want your services. You're going to talk to those people and offer your services to them. After you've shown them what you can do, you're going to ask them to pay you for your services. Okay, now if you want to do this, you want to make this happen, I'm going to give you a challenge. Okay, within the next 30 days, what I want you to do is go out and offer your services to 100 people who fit that target client for you, who are actually interested in what you would teach. If you go out and you offer your services to 100 people and you actually ask those people for money, so that's the most important part. You have to ask 100 people for their credit card, or let 100 people know that you actually want to get paid and how much you charge. I promise you're going to end up with at least one client. All right, so let me know if that works for you in the comments below. I would love to hear how that challenge worked out for you. So if you followed the challenge, you tried the challenge, did you get a client? Did you not get a client? If you didn't get a client, I'll talk to you a little bit further. Maybe I can help you out. All right, have yourself a fantastic day.